Andridge, Screaming Eagles getting caught. Back, now ball fed center. Bahalski now, here's his second opportunity.
Oh.
And that one off the crossbar. Here comes Stewart. Stewart tries to beat his man.
That was some amazing passing from a little breakaway there. Some hustling by Hayden and Paul, and then a quick pass to Nick. That's some good stuff.
The Eagles have found a hole in the Screaming Eagles defense. That's a couple great opportunities. Bahalski has to be kicking himself after that one.
Yeah, that's two opportunities that he's had already, and hopefully he can get one in today.
Standridge tried to check that was McClellan, tried to olay that one, but the Eagles going to keep it. Rose now back to Upchurch. Rose still has it. Eagles should look to switch. And here comes that switch. Upchurch up to Stewart in the middle of the field. He's got Standridge looking to make a run, and he's going to get it out to Rose now. Eagles passing has been on point early on in this one. Screaming Eagles ball on the far sideline. That one pretty deep. Going to have a throw in near their corner. Throw in now by the Screaming Eagles. Jordan not on the same page there, and the Eagles get it back.
Yeah, you can see we're only 15 minutes in this game, but it's already taken a toll. This heat is wearing the Toccoa Falls players out. They're not pressing as high as they did at the beginning of the game either.
We should at some point in this first half see a water break. Pretty hot down there on the pitch. Mentioned it's hovering in the mid-90s. It's hot up here in the booth. I can't imagine running around the whole game down there.
Yeah, I don't miss that. Not at all.
I think this is a pretty good gig up here for you, Tim.
Not too bad.
Here's Bahalski now. He's trying to make something happen again. He's had a couple golden opportunities so far, but just hasn't been able to find the back of the net. Upchurch stepping in on Hunt, but Hunt going to keep it. Here comes the shot.
That was a good shot. Wow, really good placement.
All Lund can do is just get his hands on it and tap it out of bounds for a corner. A smart play there by the freshman goalkeeper, Lund.
That was definitely good positioning by Lund. He was in the right place and made the right decision by just pushing that way.
Sometimes as a goalkeeper, you just have to live to fight another day.
Yeah.
Lund able to knock that one out of bounds, putting some faith in his Eagles defense. Jared Rockwell now to take the corner kick for the Screaming Eagles. They're down 1-0. Eagles been the aggressor in this one so far, but the Screaming Eagles looking to equalize. That one sent deep, but no one there. Mendez gonna keep it. He's looking to go deep. Him and Bahalski just not on the same page there. Brandon Rockwell now takes over for the Screaming Eagles in the middle part of their defensive zone. Trent now, he was looking for Jared Rockwell up top. McClellan, he had one man to beat. That was Yang, but not able to get by him. The center back, Rockwell, playing pretty far up, able to get a boot on that one. But now we're going to get a handball on the far sideline. Eagles going to have a free kick. About midway up their defensive zone. Rose going to take the free kick. He's got a lot of room on this near sideline. He's going to look to find it. Finds Stewart. Stewart now to Peterson. He's got Grover in plenty of space. Now Stewart moving into some space. Hoffman's got the ball. And Yang all over Hoffman, and he turns it over. Now Hunt moving forward with a full head of steam there. Hunt gets by one defender, now tries to feed it inside to Rockwell, but Grover, the injury substitution a few minutes ago, able to come away with that one. Now a big bump there, but Stewart going to keep it. A deflection there. It looks like Stewart may have drew it up that way. Standridge now one man to beat. Ball fed back outside. Baholski, he's got teammates in the middle. Ball sent in. Mendez now goes for the bicycle kick.
Wow.
And that one just misses. Some creativity from the sophomore Jonathan Mendez on that play.
You definitely like to see things like that. That's exciting. Game like this, crowd out here trying to mimic a little bit of Kendall Molnick's there.
Mendez looking to become a hero with that shot. Luckily for the Screaming Eagles, he just barely missed that one. Chambers now sends it short to Lardzabal. And we're going to have a stoppage in play. Not quite sure what that's about.
I definitely like the duo Riley and Nick over there because both of them can cross with their left foot. And that's pretty scary if you're a defender when you don't know who to mark because they both can do a good job.
Eagles were just applying some big-time pressure deep in their offensive zone, but Toccoa Falls able to get it out. Now it's fed inside, but Rose is there. Upchurch taps it forward. Now Hoffman feeding Standridge. You got Mendez backside. Here's Baholski in the middle. Nifty pass. Mendez looking to get there. But Toccoa Falls able to cover that one. Yet another good opportunity for the Eagles in the box.
They're knocking on the door, and they've already opened it once. Hopefully they can open it again.
Tim, I have to say, this is some of the best passing I've seen from this Eagles team in a while. They're doing a really good job at putting it on the feet, the one-touch passes right now, and they're really finding some success against this Toccoa Falls defense. Here's another threaded pass by Hoffman. Standridge going across the field, but yet again, just not able to get that centralized to give a teammate an opportunity.
Yeah, he's just plant foot in the wrong place, not having the right angle on that cross. Got to work on twisting his body just a little bit more on that one.
Both teams now bringing in substitutions. Kang in for Hollis. And I don't have number 20 on my roster. He's going to step into this one. And for the Eagles, number 24, David Stifle in the midfield, Stewart out. Ball dropped back in now. Brandon Rockwell, he's got it. Toccoa Falls looking to speed it up here. Chambers now has it in the back. He's going to send it forward. Rose first to it. But Lardzabal going to have that one deflect off of him and out of bounds. Upchurch has it now in the center of the field. He sends it forward looking for Baholski. Rockwell went up for the challenge on that one but didn't come away with it. But it lands harmlessly at the feet of the goalkeeper. Chambers for Toccoa Falls.
Good cross by Hayden there. Good trap by Ben.
Eagles already leading 1-0 midway through the first half. McClellan scoring early off a beautiful assist from his childhood buddy, Nick Standridge. Eagles now looking for another opportunity. Rose gets a slide tackle in on that play, but that one a bit too heavy and out of bounds.
Yeah, he's trying to pass, I think, to Nick over there. Just didn't quite get that one touch. Hopefully get it next time.
More subs fixing to come in for this Eagles squad. It looks like Molinex will be coming in. Stifle goes down on the play. The ref says play on. Stifle now getting the better of Maloney.
Yeah, I've been enjoying watching Stifle get back and get the ball. He's been doing really good, just hustling whenever he loses it. That's what you like to see, especially on a hot day like this.
Hoffman now going to try to find Mendez out deep. That one off a Screaming Eagles defender. Mendez looking to get it inside. Stifle sends it back to McClellan, who's trying to beat his man. McClellan going to get shoved to the ground over there in the Eagles to have a free kick coming from inside dangerous territory. With Stewart out of the game, look for McClellan to take this free kick, and he is going to indeed. He's got Bahalski, Standridge, and Mendez inside. Rose trying to sneak in, back post. And instead, it's Peterson in the middle. Just not able to get that one angled towards the net. A good opportunity squandered by the Eagles, but they've continued to knock on the proverbial door. Grover first to that one here. Stifle stepping up. He's going to keep it. Now he finds Bahalski. McClellan running inside, but Bahalski didn't see him. Now outside, Standridge. Standridge going to get a good cross in this time, but no one there. Toccoa Falls goes quick. Here's Rockwell on the ball. Check that. That's Maloney. Maloney finds Rockwell. And now Peterson forced to chase it down with Hunt charging fast. Hunt plays it. Peterson thought he played it off of Hunt, but the official seeing it differently. Toccoa Falls going to have another corner kick here. Yang, he's going to be the one to take it. You've got Hunt, Rockwell, Maloney, and a few others in the scrum in the middle of the field. Yang going to look to put this one in a spot that one of his teammates can get it. Here it comes. Yang going back post again. Eagles survive with 21:46 remaining. And now we're going to see substitutions for the Eagles. And I actually believe, indeed, we're going to see that first water break that I talked about. It's been hot down there in the college game. You're allowed to take a water break midway through the first half on the official's discretion. So we're going to take a quick break as the players get some agua in them. It's been hot down on the pitch. Tim, so far, what do you like that you've seen from this Eagles team?
Just the passing. The passing has been superb. Absolutely the best I've ever seen them do. They're getting the breakaways, they're getting the through passes, and it's been enjoyable to watch. One thing I think the Eagles will probably for sure have to watch out for is number 3, Hunt. He's been causing a few problems, and I would like to see our boys in defense shut him down.
Harry, find out who 20 is on their team. He's not on the roster. Water break on the field with 21:46 remaining. Eagles leading 1-0. Jake McClellan scoring first. I've said that a few times this season so far. Jake McClellan, his 13th goal on the season. Nick Standridge hooking up with the assist. I believe either Nick's 5th or 6th assist on the season. Those two hooking up a lot so far.
Yeah, I like to see Jake. He's a goal scorer, but it's important to have that one person on your team who confidently can break the ice every time, because that just kind of gives the other teammates more and more confidence.
Eagles been the aggressor so far in this game. They lead 1-0 as we're currently in a water break down on the field. Toccoa Falls has given up some golden opportunities for the Eagles, but they've only been able to get the one goal so far. Both teams now heading back onto the pitch. Eagles looking to finish off this first half strong. They've done a good job so far in this one on the offensive zone, but really done a even better job at keeping Toccoa Falls out of their offensive zone.
Adam Lund kicking it off.
Ball in the box for the Eagles. Hoffman able to clear that one out of bounds. Was going to be out of bounds, but it looks like the foul going to be called. That was Caden Vaughn. With that foul call, Eagles going to take over. Hoffman went down pretty hard on that play. But he gets up and looks like he's going to be okay right now. Eagles leading 1-0 here midway through the first half. Looking to find that tack-on goal. It took them to late in the second half yesterday to find that second goal, but once they did, able to find a third as well. Eagles winning last night 3-1, looking to continue their offensive hot streak early on in this season. Now here's McClellan on the ball in the center of the field. Going to find Upchurch. Eagles working it forward. Molinex with it outside to Standridge. That touch a bit too heavy and out of bounds. Ball sent back to the defense. That was Trent. Haven't heard his name a ton on this broadcast so far. Rockwell now with it. He's going to send it forward. He was looking for Maloney. Yang now with it. Back drop to Trent. Trent now going to head towards the goalie. Molinex applying some pressure.
I almost got that one.
Eagles now throwing on the far sideline. Standridge kicks that one. I think that yellow card potentially going on Caden Vaughn there. He's been a bit aggressive. That's the second time he's been warned. I believe that yellow card is indeed on Caden Vaughn, who just entered a few minutes ago. He's a freshman from Spartanburg, South Carolina, playing on this Screamin' Eagles team. The foul goes on him. The Eagles now to have a free kick from just outside the 18. Eagles going to send some runners. You got Stifle, Molinex, Peterson, and Standridge in the center. Standridge trying to get to it first. And Standridge and the goalie colliding.
That was a great kick by McClellan there. That's exactly the type of kick you want to see in a situation like that. Quick little bump by one of our guys, and that goes in the back of the net. Perfect free kick there.
Eagles putting a lot of pressure on the goalkeeper, Chambers. He's able to get the ball up the field. He finds Singer. Singer, another one of those names we haven't mentioned a ton so far in this one. Ball thrown in now. Upchurch going to be first to it. Yang going down on the play. The Eagles now have it in their offensive zone, but now a turnover picked up by Trent. Lardzabal now finds the ball on his foot. Now Vaughn looking to chase it down in the corner. Vaughn tries to get one inside. He's still got it. Now Hoffman touches it. And another foul called on Caden Vaughn. He's going to have to be careful already with one yellow. He's been a bit flagrant out there so far since he came into this one.
Yeah, the official there is doing a good job of shutting that down, not letting behavior like that go freely.
The officials now discussing on the far sideline. Not quite sure what the nature of this one is. And now the official going to talk to Vaughn again. He's got to be careful. Already sitting on a yellow card.
Yeah, the last thing Toccoa needs is a red card Playing one man down in a game like this could be a game changer for sure.
Rose may have said something to Vaughn after he bumped Hoffman after that last foul. The official doing a good job there at talking with his line judge and calming things down. Eagles now with the ball. Here's Peterson back to the center of the field to Hoffman. Hoffman with a nifty turn, lowers the shoulder and keeps it. Now Standridge with it. He's going to send a cross inside. Molinex, I think he's going to get there. Kendall Molinex looking to cut back inside, but that one cut off.
Defender did a good job cutting him off there. Wish Kendall could have passed there to Jonathan. That would have been a great decision if he passed to him.
Back to Upchurch now. He's sending it forward, looking for Standridge. Standridge touches it off, and here's a great lead pass. Now Standridge in the box. He's lethal from right here. Centered. Kendall Molinex, give him another goal. Eagles up 2-0.
There you go.
Nick Standridge, he's been doing it all for this Eagles team. 2 assists for him. That time, the easy tap-in goal by Molinex. Once that pass got past that initial defender, there was nothing Toccoa was going to do on that play.
Yeah, honestly, no. It's only been a matter of time. We've been knocking on their door and finally scored.
2 more substitutions for the Eagles. Hoffman getting a well-deserved breather with Sancio coming in. Nathaniel Young also checking in for his first action today. Travis Rose going to check out. Eagles up 2-0. Goals so far by Molinex and McClellan. Both assists coming by Nick Standridge. Eagles looking to pour it on now. Vaughn also coming off the field. Eagles now another opportunity. Molinex looking to find his second. Now Stifle with it. Stifle looking to find Grover, the wing, getting up. Now Mendez racing. Mendez cuts it back, tries to get inside. But Toccoa Fall's going to keep it. Now Stifle in the middle. McClellan turning in space. Here's Molinex. Another nifty move by Kendall Molinex. He's able to keep it and get it back to Grover. But that pass just a bit too slow for the Eagles. And Toccoa Fall's able to keep it, but then turning it right back over. Eagles working it forward yet again. It seems like they've played a majority of this game in the offensive zone. They've got 2 goals to show for it, but it could very easily have been more.
For sure, yeah. I bet if you looked at the possession ratings, you'd see that we probably have over 80% or if not more than that right now. Eagles doing a good job of just passing back and forth, and fighting to get the ball back once they lose it.
Another substitution coming here for head coach Joe Lewas' Eagles.
Yeah, and this is what we were talking about earlier, you know, the depth on the team coming in. Even in the first half, they're already tired, and this is huge.
The captain, McClellan, he scored earlier. He gets a breather now, much deserved. It's been hot down on this pitch in the mid-90s. Eagles have been playing a lot of offense so far, and McClellan been in the middle of a lot of it. Kang, he checked in a few minutes ago for Vaughn on the defensive side for the Screaming Eagles. Now Stifle with the ball. Stifle and Mendez working together. Grover now finds Sancio. The Eagles passing been on point so far in this one. And just as I say that, a bit of an errant pass to D'Souza as he just came in and out of bounds. Toccoa Fall's going to take over. Chambers now sends it in long. Young gets ahead on it. Good to see Nathaniel Young in this game. He missed a lot of last season with an injury. Fought back and looking to make a difference for this Eagles team this season. Sancio now sending it out wide, looking for Mendez. I think he's going to keep it in play. Mendez now, he's still got it. A great play there. Mendez and Kang both colliding, and the official choosing to give the foul on Mendez.
That was a great pass by Hoffa there. Great touch by Mendez.
Rockwell looking to feed Hunt. Upchurch trying to get to it first. Hunt going to beat him, and Lund is there again, but a penalty kick going to be called on Upchurch. I think Upchurch could have a bit of a beef there.
Oh, and a yellow card.
Upchurch got to it first and cleared it, but then potentially getting shoved. But the yellow card going to go on Jason Upchurch in the penalty zone. Maloney now going to step up, and here's yet another opportunity for the freshman keeper, Adam Lund, for the Eagles to make a difference. He's had a couple good saves so far in this one. Timon plays like this as a goalkeeper. It's not even 50-50 at best. You really just have to pick a side and trust your instincts.
Yeah, well, let's see. Let's see if Lund can pull this one out. I know Taylor Jensen in the past.
Maloney able to bury that one past the dive of Lund. Lund had been working on a clean sheet, but it's no more. Upchurch clearly frustrated at that call. Toccoa Falls gets one back. It's 2-1 in favor of the Eagles. But the Screaming Eagles getting on the board here with 13 minutes remaining in the first half. That Eagles lead cut in half after the penalty kick goal by Maloney. Toccoa Falls with a bit more energy. It's funny how a goal will do that for you.
Yeah, especially with second half nearing, or the first half, sorry, nearing its end. That can be huge. That can keep the Eagles, PC Eagles, out of the net for the rest of the half and potentially give them the energy and the boost they need for scoring the second one on us.
Now Young looking to feed Molinex in the center of the field. Molinex going to have it. Here's Molinex looking for his second, but Chambers able to deflect that one. Yet another breakaway opportunity for the Eagles, but not able to capitalize.
Oh. Little Meg there.
A great move by Maloney by the Eagles. Now ball centered, but Stifle. He came in for Stewart earlier on, and he's been doing a really good job in the center of the field for this Eagles team. David Stifle, he's a freshman midfielder all the way from Rancho Santa Margarita, California. Yet another strong midfielder for this Eagles team, and they're going to need it. You've got guys like Standridge, McClellan, and Stewart all graduating this coming year, so the Eagles needing to restock, especially Stewart. He's been such a big part of the Eagles' success over the last couple of years in the midfield.
No, you're definitely right about that, and this is exactly the kind of game that we want to bring in some of the new blood, the fresh players, just to give them some chances to play, get accustomed to this level of soccer, and hopefully start building already for next year.
Stifle and Mendez now working together. Here's Stifle with the ball. He's going to send one down the line to Mendez. Mendez with one man to beat. It's Lard's ball. Here comes the cross into the center of the field.
Oh!
Molinex, he's got to put a trademark on that move. He scored a couple of those last season, but just not able to get his boot on the end of that one cleanly.
Oh, man, I definitely would have loved to see that go in. Nothing more beautiful than a bicycle kick.
Now Riley Rhodes going to check in for Standridge, and you see Lucas Sampaio in for Mendez. Coach Lewa's doing a great job. He's got a lot of his starters out of this game already, looking to give them a breather for the last 10 minutes here. You'll see them again in the second half, especially if this one stays close. Ball played in now short to Rockwell. Rockwell going to find Maloney in the center of the field. Maloney was the goal scorer earlier. Now Stifle with it. He tries to feed Molinex. Molinex going to keep it. And now D'Souza with the ball.
Way to stay calm there. Way to look for the open pass.
Young trying to find Rhodes, but those two just not on the same page. Eagles applying a lot of pressure. That's D'Souza right there, applying the pressure on Kang. Now ball sent forward. Hunt and Upchurch yet again. This is what caused the penalty kick earlier. Hunt, he's doing a good job at getting just past Upchurch right now, and Upchurch really having to work pretty hard. But you'd really like to see that outside back try to cut off some of the angle right there.
Yeah, for sure. Hunt has been a bit of a threat this game. He's gotten past Jason once or twice, got a penalty out of it one time, got a shot earlier in the half. They're definitely going to have to look to find more ways to shut him down, maybe try to help Jason out with him.
Peterson now finds Grover. Sancio with a little one-touch to his buddy Sampaio. Both of them hailing all the way from Brazil, the great soccer country. Stifle now with the ball. He's going to find Peterson. Peterson coming forward with a head of steam.
What
he's
a
going to look for
cross.
D'Souza. D'Souza looking to tap it by the goalie, and he's able to do so. Daniel D'Souza give him the goal. A great pass there by Peterson.
Great look, great pass. Way to be aware of that opening right there. That was amazing.
Eagles, after giving up a goal a few minutes ago on the penalty kick, able to get one back, and they lead by 2 again. It was just a moment ago that Toccoa Falls cut into the Eagles' deficit, but the Eagles unfazed. D'Souza netting a goal for this Eagles team off the assist by Clint Peterson. Toccoa Falls brings it back in. That's got to be a heartbreaker for them after getting a goal to get back within 1. But then the Eagles shutting the door a little bit more with that goal.
Yeah, I'm sure Toccoa was hoping to go into the half 2-1. It's going to be a little heartbreaking for them, but they're still a good team. They might be able to pull something out in the second half. There's still a few minutes left in this half. They could pull something out next 8 minutes or so.
Upchurch now standing over the free kick opportunity. He's got Grover over here on the far side of the field. He may be looking at him, and he is. Upchurch now looking for Grover. Battle for the ball, but it's going to land on the head of Sampaio. He's looking to keep it. Now a good touch back to Grover, but Grover, his pass a bit too strong. Now Lardzabal trying to find options. That was Rockwell, but just not able to keep that one in bounds, and the Eagles have possession yet again. Molinex now touched to the center of the field. D'Souza going to find Molinex. A great turn in space. Kendall Molinex, he's still got it. Sends it towards the goal. Riley Rose would have had a great opportunity if he had just been sitting on that back post.
Yeah, it's in the wrong place at the right time. He was trying to get there for the deflection and just not standing in the right place.
Eagles knocking on the door. They've been doing that most of this one. They've really had some success so far working the ball up through the middle of this Toccoa Falls defense.
Yeah, their midfield is kind of letting us play around a lot, and then defense is kind of opening up a lot of gaps. And the Eagles are taking advantage of it.
3-1 Eagles. They've had some golden opportunities in this one. You remember the couple missed opportunities by Bahalski early on. There's a couple opportunities that Molinex has had as well, just haven't been able to capitalize, but still leading 3-1. You have to be happy with the offensive performance so far in this one, really picking up right where they left off last night.
Yeah, I know it can sometimes be discouraging when you're not one of the starting and you get put in with a bunch of other subs, but the subs are doing a really, really good job of just keeping the pace of the game going just the way the starters were doing it.
Grover now with the throw-in opportunity. He finds Peterson, who's going to boot one long, and that one sneaks through to Molinex. Molinex had a good idea.
Just a little bit too much in the middle.
Sampaio now trying to force
bad pass by the goalie there.
Chambers into a bad pass, able to do so, and the Eagles now going to have a throw-in deep in their offensive zone. Sampaio going to throw it in. He's going to find D'Souza inside the box.
Ooh.
Rhodes, he was lurking, but Toccoa Falls able to get ahead on it and send it out of the penalty box. Eagles now looking to try to find a fourth goal in this one. They've already got 3. The opportunities have been there for this Eagles offense. Sampaio now with the ball. He turns and finds Grover on the outside. Here comes the cross. He was looking for Sampaio. Kang, that was almost a handball. And now out of bounds by Grover. Tim, I'm really missing that breeze that we had early on. It's starting to get a little stagnant up here.
It's dying. That's not good. It's getting hot up here.
It's hard to complain when these guys are running around all over the field, but we're standing up here and it's still getting a little hot. That one back to Lund. He quickly picks it up and gives a nice little throw forward. Sancio now with the ball in plenty of space. He's got options in the middle of the field. Now he's going to try to feed Sampaio backside. I think the flag's going to stay down. And I'm wrong.
Late call.
The official waiting on that one. I thought the flag was going to stay down, but Sampaio just maybe a hair offsides there for the Eagles. Now Toccoa quickly bringing it up into their offensive zone. Here's Yang. Hunt and Upchurch really going at it right now. Upchurch probably a little bit frustrated with himself after that penalty kick that he caused earlier, winning the battle that time on Hunt.
Yeah, Hunt's definitely been a thorn in the flesh for Mr. Upchurch there.
Now a turnover. Hunt looking to beat him, and a little elbow there by Hunt. Upchurch, a great job there of using his body to get in front of Hunt, and then Hunt, maybe out of frustration, just putting an elbow in the back of Upchurch. Those two having a good little battle going on right now.
A little rivalry going on there, but Upchurch doing a good job of, like you said, using his body, putting that, getting in the way of Hunt there. That's exactly what he's got to do for the rest of the game. Just use his body, use his size, use his speed to get in his way.
Upchurch, he's pretty nice to have in the center of that defense for your Eagles team. He'll give up a little bit on speed, but, man, does he make up for it in strength and size in the center of that defense.
Yeah, and it's just been awesome watching him grow and develop the last couple years, going from sub to starter, and now just somebody that we really depend on.
D'Souza now with the ball. He's going to try to feed it outside to Young. Young all the way up into the offensive zone. He finds some space, looking to cross it in now. Young, here's Molinex, and there's another goal for the Eagles. Nathaniel Young putting it on the foot of Kendall Molinex. Eagles up 4-1, put it in cruise control.
Definitely like to see Nathaniel Young getting an assist like that. Big treat for a player like him.
Yet another great buildup for this Eagles team. Young able to beat his man on the outside, and then Kendall Molinex, like he's been known to do, right in the middle of that Screaming Eagles defense, able to finish his second goal in this one.
Yeah, he definitely's got that killer instinct, just knows how to be in the right place, right time, stretched out his foot.
4-1 Eagles here with 2:50 remaining. Eagles offense proving to be too much so far here in the first half, and here's yet another opportunity. Molinex, he's going for a hat trick, passes it off. Here's Sampaio, and now Rhodes rushing in, and he's taken out from behind. The official saying get up, but yet another opportunity just seconds after Molinex nets his second.
Yeah, Sampaio taking not thinking about that shot too much. He should have either put that low far post or high near post. Instead, he put it straight in the middle. Keeper able to get his hands on that one.
You won't notice it in the box score, but a great pass there by Molinex. It would have been pretty easy for him to try to rip it and get that third goal, but a great teammate move there to find Sampaio, who was open. Sampaio just not able to finish, but a great job by Kendall Molinex.
No, definitely enjoy seeing him doing that, putting goals away, but then also looking out for his other teammates and trying to give them opportunities too. That's called teamwork, and that's what I like to see.
Eagles now sniffing yet another goal here late in the first half. They're going to see if they can get one more here. 1:43 remaining. They're up 4-1 already on the Screaming Eagles. Molinex has had some great touches so far in this one. Now Grover in space, sends one across.
Just a little bit too high. Would have liked to see that one maybe lower or at the feet. Cross doesn't always have to be in the air.
D'Souza, here's a cross from him. Now Molinex, man, he tried to run onto that one. He was looking for goal number 3 in a first half hat trick. Now the deflection off the shot by Sancio. Hunt heads it forward, but Peterson is there. He's becoming Mr. Consistent in the back. Now Rhodes looking to get there. The one-timer. Now Molinex himself. Eagles really pounding Toccoa Falls late here in the second half. David Chambers has to be a bit frustrated right now.
Well, frustrated at his team, but he's doing a good job. He's already stopped 2 or 3 just in the last couple minutes, trying to not let anything go in for this first half.
Definitely seeing that killer mentality for the Eagles team, really looking to put the nail in the coffin for the Screaming Eagles.
No, they're hungry. They're hungry. The starters are off and the subs are in, and the subs want to show Coach Joe just what they have.
At this point, you'll probably see some of the starters again in this game, but Coach Leawise, you don't get a ton of opportunities like this to really get some of your bench players some minutes. He's been able to do so far. Now Rhodes still with the ball. Eagles up against the clock. Here's Rhodes, going to send one towards the goal, but Chambers going to pick that one up easily and just kick it out of bounds. That's going to do it for the first half here in Pensacola. 4 goals so far by the Eagles. Molinex with 2, McClelland with 1, and I'm blanking there on the last goal. Was it D'Souza? Did D'Souza score earlier, Tim?
Was that the pass that Clint Peterson made?
Correct.
Cross from the half, yeah.
So 4 goals so far for this Eagles squad in this one. 2 by Molinex, 1 by McClelland, and Daniel D'Souza netting 1 as well. Eagles up 4-0. We're going to take a break here at halftime. We'll be back with just a couple minutes remaining in the halftime break to talk about what you just saw here in the first half.
You only have one life. What are you going to do with it? How are you going to influence your world for Christ? This is a place where you can be empowered to fulfill God's calling and pursue your passion.
Working as a physical therapist, it is a ministry all its own to just build a relationship with the people. I mean, that's my ultimate goal, is I want to help people get better.
I want to go to law school, get into a cybersecurity program. That way I can incorporate both programming and law, protecting companies from cybercrime.
I love being around people, and I love learning about people. I knew that with nursing, it wasn't just about helping people physically, like it was helping them spiritually too. That's what's important in life.
As I began to pray more, God, I have a huge decision to make. Where am I going to go to school? I only have one life. What do you want me to do with it? And he began to show me that what I enjoy doing can be used for his honor and for his glory. God led me to Pensacola Christian College to pursue my passion for finance through a biblical perspective.
I had told my pastor before coming here, I was like, I don't really like school, but I know I need to go for nursing. So I'm gonna go and I'll have to study really hard, and I just didn't really look forward to it. But now, like on my 3rd year, learning is so much fun. And I didn't feel like that freshman year.
I'll look back and I'll be like, man, I remember I used to struggle with that. And then maybe a freshman looks at what I'm doing and they're like, what are you even looking at? I'm like, this is easy stuff.
Incrementally, we're ready to do more, we're ready to face more, and to say, this may not be the easiest thing I've ever done, but it's the most rewarding thing I've ever done.
Last summer, I did an internship in Germany in a genetics lab, and I was able to use the techniques and tools I had learned in the labs here over there, and it made so much more sense because I already knew what I was doing and why I was doing it.
I think teaching is communicating facts, but I think the bottom line for me with teaching is connecting the material so the students not only know it, but appreciate it and also know how to use it.
My teaching isn't about me, it's about where God is taking each individual student down the road.
We have great faculty and they honestly inspire me. Seeing all of these faculty members who have doctorates, you can definitely see what they've learned reflected through what they teach.
They'll constantly tell you, if you need something, come talk to me. I've had teachers other places, and they'll say that, but if you go up to them, they don't really want to give you the time or try to respond. And here, it's just totally different. You can just have a really good teacher-student relationship.
The faculty are saying it's going to take hard work and dedication to be the best at whatever you're doing for God's glory. That philosophy will always work.
Sometimes they'll ask us, what verse do you think would apply to this? How a verse would relate to a situation.
Biblical worldview is seeing all of my life through what God has shown us in Scripture.
And that's one of the reasons why I chose PCC in the first place, is to have faculty that love God to help me further my spiritual walk with Christ.
If my goal is to be in the will of God, it helps so much to know that my teacher has that same goal.
Everything that I see here is Christ-centered. Their main purpose is, we want you to see more of Jesus Christ. That is what I see in PCC.
Why is PCC here? It's to change lives and make them more like Christ. I hope that I can just have a little part of molding and shaping them like the Lord Jesus Christ.
They want students to come out of PCC and to make an influence and an impact on the world. I think their goal really is to change the world, and they do it one student at a time.
As president of PCC, I want you to know that we're committed to providing an excellent liberal arts education that's built upon the foundation and truths of God's Word. We won't compromise on biblical principles, and our purpose is to equip you for whatever it is God's called you to do. Make the most of this opportunity in life, and choose the college that best prepares you for that calling. PCC has so much to offer. We're located just minutes from the beautiful sugar white sands and emerald waters of Pensacola Beach. We're known for providing the best education value among accredited Christian colleges. And we have great facilities and activities that'll provide memorable experience to your college life. So as you think to the future and think about choosing a college, don't just choose a college because of its location, near home or by the beach. Don't just choose a Christian college because it's affordable like PCC is. And don't just choose a college because your friends go there and it looks like a fun place to attend. Choose a Christian college because God's called you there. Because that place will empower you to influence the world for Christ in whatever God's called you to do.
You only have one life. What are you going to do with it?
Every day is just, what am I going to pull from today's lesson? Every day. The lessons are endless. I'd like to go into prosecution. Just that idea of justice that prosecution has to offer. I find that exhilarating. And one of the things that I love hanging out with my fellow pre-law students is when we'll just be talking about what we learned. It seems like everybody pulls something different away from each lesson. It really broadens your horizons.
The advantage that we offer at Pensacola Christian is a sense of law and of politics with God's light shining through it.
My major revolves around the biblical aspect. That is one of the most important things. When it comes to law, in order for law to be constant, it has to be based on something that is also constant. And the scripture is the most constant thing that you can base that on. That is the focus. It's why we are doing what we're doing, where that foundation is.
Worldview is so crucial here because any two people can look at the same set of facts and come to different conclusions based on their interpretation of those facts. We start with the notion that we can know truth And we pursue that truth with an idea toward practical application. It's not just truth for the sake of truth. It's not just abstract scholarship. It's how does this affect the way I live each day? Our pre-law program is custom designed. The shortest route to law school from where you are. What courses do you need? What skill sets are you going to be required to exhibit there in law school?
I finish each semester looking back at so many things that I've learned. My writing has improved exponentially since I came here. My ability to critically analyze various decisions and writings and works, that's something that's also increased.
We're regaled on a regular basis with stories of folks in their first year of law school being asked by professors, where did you learn to write this well?
I've been talking to some different law school representatives. They've said that they love getting applicants from Pensacola Christian College. It's nice to know when I graduate, I'm going to have the tools that I need to be able to succeed.
The thing that I love most about our program at PCC is the sense of community. If you enter the Visual and Performing Arts building, you'll see our students and our faculty interacting in a personal way. Our students come to us with talent, with passion, and a teachable spirit. Our faculty, well qualified, active in their field, are absolutely fantastic. Our program at PCC is well balanced. You'll be able to grow in your craft, you'll be prepared for ministry, and you'll be ready to educate others in your field of interest. Our students get a lot of opportunities to perform, whether it's in a studio class setting, which is a very intimate environment with just their classmates and their private lesson teacher, whether it's a repertoire class where they're in front of all of the students within their major, or whether it's on a larger stage like a recital, a fine arts series. Our goal for our students is to have a heart to serve the Lord with their abilities. We want them to get involved in a local church when they graduate. We want them to use their skills to make a difference for Christ. What sets PCC's Performing Arts Department apart is the philosophy with practice ready for performance. Philosophy will be taught with a God-centered Bible approach to your field of interest. Our goal is for our students to use their abilities for God's honor and glory first and foremost. If you'd like to learn more about our program, tour our facilities, and meet our faculty, come visit our college days or come any time that fits into your schedule.
And we're back as we get ready for second half action in this one. Just 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the halftime period. Eagles scoring 4 goals in that first half. D'Souza with 1, McClellan with 1, and Molinex with 2 to give the Eagles a 4-1 lead. Heading into the second half, a couple other stats of note. The Eagles out shooting Toccoa Falls 15-4, really picking up right where they left off last night, Tim.
Yeah. Definitely doing a good job putting the ball on frame or just shooting, period. You always love to see that, and love to see more this second half.
Upchurch the only one in trouble with 1 yellow card. That was on what ended up becoming a penalty kick earlier. Adam Lund not able to get that, losing his clean sheet.
Yeah, Hunt getting in the way. Hopefully we can see Jason Upchurch shutting down this half and not let him get by anymore.
Kendall Molinex, he was the difference maker for the Eagles in the first half. 6 shots, 2 goals for Kendall Molinex. He put 3 on target. Nick Standridge picking up 2 assists for this Eagles team, and for Toccoa Falls, Jalen Hunt really leading the way for them. 3 shots, 2 on goal. Hasn't found that goal yet, but he was the one who caused, who drew the foul that led to the penalty kick. Maloney finishing that for the lone goal for Toccoa Falls. Toccoa Falls has to find something offensively here in the second half if they hope to make it a game. Eagles potentially looking to pile on. You see Coach Lewas not sending his starters back out onto the field, leaving some of those other players in. You may see some of those players again, but looking to get some of his players a bit of a breather.
Something interesting just to note, Clint Peterson, the only one from the starting squad that's staying out there. Interesting choice by Coach Lewas.
And just as you said that, here comes Stewart.
Okay, there we go.
So now we've got two. The goalkeeper, though, subbing out for the Eagles. Going to see Ethan Granada, the sophomore from Charleston, West Virginia, checking in. The other starters for the Eagles in this second half, Molinex, Rhodes, and Sampaio up top. You've got Vidal, Stewart, Hisbertha, Grover, Colbert, Peterson, and Young to go along with Granada in goal for this Eagles team. They lead 4-1. They're going to use this second half to try to pile on, but ultimately get some minutes for some players who haven't had a ton of opportunities so far this season. Eagles well on their way to moving to 4-0 in conference play and 8-4 on the season. They're just going to need to have one more good half of soccer. Rhodes now with the ball. He's got one man to beat. Rhodes now centers it. The official probably had an opportunity to make a call there.
Yeah.
You could see Rose getting his jersey tugged from
I
behind.
was a little bit surprised the official didn't make that call there. I feel like that could have been potentially a penalty kick.
When you're down, when you have a team that's up 4-1, you don't necessarily want to continue to pile on, but there are certain calls you
definitely agree with that. It can be rough. You want to make it a little bit more fun and enjoyable for the losing team, but at the same time, you got to make the right call, and that can be tough.
Stewart now standing over the ball. It's 4-1 Eagles. Just 2 minutes in. Stewart now sending one towards the back, and Molinex had another chance to connect. Molinex sitting with 2 goals, looking to find a third and complete the try. The goalkeeper, Chambers, sends it in. He was busy in the first half, 4 saves, but the Eagles making him work, putting 15 shots in the direction of the goal. 4 getting by for the Eagles. Now here's Colbert. He's coming up awfully high. Now he's going to give way. He passes off to Sampaio. Now drop back into the midfield. Here's Stewart with the ball. Stewart sends it to Young. You saw Young pick up an assist earlier on Kendall Molinex's second goal. Now Vidal getting his first action, getting in the way and getting the ball. Here's Bertha playing more in a defensive midfielder type role for this Eagles squad.
Little handball there by Bertha. Got to even if it's unintentional, you got to pretend like nothing happened. Pretend like you keep the ball playing, because if you don't do anything, then the ref might just let it go.
That one tipped out of bounds by Jared Rockwell. Eagles now with it. Hisbertha, he trips on the ball and then got decked.
Oh, no.
Hisbertha, that one looked painful. He's laying down. The official's standing over him. I think he's going to be okay, but may have gotten the wind knocked out of him on that one. Hisbertha is going to get up. Now the Eagles go quickly. Young with the ball in the middle of the field. He's going to find Vidal. Vidal really playing the role of spark plug last season for the Eagles. Hasn't gotten a lot of minutes so far this season, with the Eagles really putting some other players up on offense.
Paul doing a good job drawing a foul there. Quick.
Now here's a ball into the middle. Rhodes got ahead on that one, but definitely not in the direction of the goal. Riley Rhodes, he's been in the middle of things over the last couple of minutes, but just has not been able to find a goal.
Yeah, he's hungry. He wants to score that goal. He's been getting opportunities. He just hasn't been finishing them.
Now ball sent to the center. It's Yang.
Good job, Clint Peterson, intercepting that pass, not letting Hunt. Oh, a little shove in the back there.
Hunt gonna pick up a yellow card for that flagrant foul on Rhodes. The clock is stopped with 40:24 remaining in the second half.
Yeah, you can see the frustration on Hunt. He wants to play, but just not getting opportunities.
Hunt, he drew the foul, which led to the first goal for Toccoa, but hasn't been much of a difference here over the last 15 to 20 minutes. Now Peterson playing up a bit. Peterson, a natural midfielder, so he's always going to have instincts to play up, but doing a really good job so far for this Eagles team on defense this season. Grover now sends it in. He came in just a few minutes into this one after Colton Hawks went down with an injury. You haven't seen him again. You may have seen him if this game was a little bit closer, but with this one out of range right now for Toccoa. Now here's Vidal running in behind. Crossed, but picked off by Kane. Vidal had an opportunity, but not able to convert.
Just not hard enough. Maybe if he could have put a little bit more pepper on that one, probably get that one through.
Peterson that time was looking for Stewart, but it's going to be cut off by the Screaming Eagles. Granada now calling off his defense. He's going to be the first to it. Now quickly rolls it in. Ethan Granada coming in for the freshman keeper, Adam Lund. Lund nearly had a clean sheet there in the first half, but the penalty kick just not able to save it. He finishes with one goal given up over 45 minutes of play. Now here come the Screaming Eagles. Hunt in the middle of the field, able to get a good turn on it. Now he's looking for Hollis, who's still got it, working on Young. Hollis still got it, but Rhodes coming all the way back from offense, able to get there. Molinex now's got it. Rhodes making a run. Molinex, he's looking for Stewart in the middle of the field. Now Sampaio up to Stewart. Stewart going to have some space. Here comes a shot. Never mind. Here's a pass. Riley Rhodes. A great finish there, but an even better pass by Paul Stewart. Paul Stewart feeding Riley Rhodes for the goal. Eagles up 5-1.
That was a great play. Very, very smart, very team-like play there by Paul Stewart, giving Riley Rhodes opportunity there to get a goal.
The one thing you can definitely say about Riley Rhodes, he loves to crash the net. He always seems to be there in some form or fashion on the back of that post.
Riley Rhodes can run all day, and he's always trying to run into the back of the net, and that time he was able to kick the ball in there.
Rhodes, you may remember him from his days on the Eagles basketball team. Don't worry, he'll be back out there this season as well. But right now, playing some soccer, give him his second career goal. He scored earlier in the season on the road against Johnson University of Florida. He scores in this one to make it 5-1 Eagles with 37:55 remaining. Hunt goes down, official saying get back up again. Now Stewart tries to feed Sampaio, but I think Molinex is going to get to it. Molinex now trying to drop it back in. Rhodes was in the area again, but this time the goalie Chambers coming away with it. Lardaball now with the ball in the middle of the field. Toccoa Falls now working it up the field. That was Singer looking for Hunt in the middle. Now Rockwell with it. Rockwell trying to get around the last man on the Eagles defense. Peterson stabs at it, working on the end line. Rockwell now going to center it, but Vidal able to get a foot on it, and here it is, played forward for the Eagles. Stewart, he's going to send it forward to Molinex.
Great through pass.
Molinex racing for it. He cuts inside, goalie out. Kendall Molinex tried to get back inside.
Just one too many touches there.
He touches it out to Sampaio. Eagles still in the offensive zone, and Sampaio sends a zinger towards the net, but that one about 10 feet too high. Kendall Molinex, he was looking for a hat trick there, but trying to be a bit too fancy there on the footwork.
Yeah, definitely would like to see him rip a shot a little bit sooner. He's just trying to be one more man.
Eagles up 5-1. They're on cruise control right now, but these bench players, they're hungry, looking to net some goals and continue to solidify some minutes later on in the season. Here's Colbert now with the soccer ball. He gets it to Stewart. Now back to Colbert. This second unit for the Eagles team proving formidable against the Screaming Eagles. Peterson and Stewart, the only two remaining starters in this game. You may still see some starters come back in a little bit later on, but with the score the way it is, you may not. Eagles content to just pass it around the back as they look for space. Now here's Sampaio up to Stewart. Rhodes crashing center. Here comes the pass, Stewart, and Rhodes got there. Here's Sampaio now with a big rip. Rhodes was there again. Bodies colliding. That was Molinex. A man down for Toccoa Falls. His Bertha battling for it. But Kang going to come away with it for the Screaming Eagles.
That's the second or third time I've seen Paul look up for Riley Rhodes. Starting to create little combinations a couple times now. Like to see that. Two players trust each other, know how to read each other.
I'm really liking what Riley Rhodes is bringing to this game. He's been right in the middle of that box a couple times. He could have 3 goals very easily right now.
No, he really could, and you love to see that as a coach. Just a player who knows how to make the game interesting and create opportunities.
He's definitely been a quick study so far in the game of soccer. You see every time he gets into these games, he's getting better and better. Now here's Young. Young working. Young still with the ball. He's going to try to feed it inside. Kang is there.
Definitely would have loved to see a little shot. He had an open goal there.
The Eagles defenders really getting into the action so far in the second half. Now Sampaio with it. He's going to look to cross it inside, and he sent it right to the center, but just nobody there. Yang able to get to the ball. Eagles have had all sorts of numbers forward here in the second half as they look to continue to pile on. The one thing to go back to an earlier comment about Riley Rhodes, he's been a quick study in the game of soccer, but one thing you can't teach that he has is athleticism.
Yeah. Yeah, he definitely has that. I know growing up he was a missionary kid, and that's the sport that he played, but he's a quick pickup. He knows how to play basketball really well, and he knows how to play soccer.
Here's an opportunity for Toccoa. And that shot by Rockwell just wide. Maloney may have had an opportunity as well, but passed it up to send it to Rockwell. Probably one of the better offensive possessions that we've seen from Toccoa Falls in a little while. Here's Colbert now working with it. Colbert, I remember talking to a couple guys early on in the season, and they mentioned that they thought David Colbert may be one of those guys that continues to grow into this position over the rest of the season, and maybe another one of those players that steps up for this Eagles team and provides even more depth. Here's another great move by Young. He's been electric so far in this game. Young had the assist earlier, had an opportunity deep in the offensive zone a few minutes ago. Now Young drawing the foul and getting it back into play quickly. Tim, I've been really impressed so far with this second unit for this Eagles team. They're doing a really good job at controlling the ball, and they've continued the strong passing that you saw from the starters.
Yeah, I know for Coach Joe, this must be just amazing to watch this as this second string of players is dominating. Literally, they're dominating opportunities over and over again. Clint just couldn't get his foot behind the ball there.
Vidal with the volley attempt there, but just over. Before that, though, a great pass by Danny Vidal looking to feed Clint Peterson. Put it right on Peterson, just not able to get control of it.
If I'm not mistaken, Clint Peterson hasn't scored a goal yet. I know that he's hungry and he's trying to get that goal before the season ends. So hopefully he gets that. Maybe this game, maybe a future game, but I know he'd love to do it here at home in front of the crowd.
Toccoa Falls now with the ball. Now here's Hunt looking to get past Granada. And able to do so that time. Jalen Hunt, he's been working hard in this one. It was a matter of time before he got another goal-scoring opportunity, able to finish there, and it's 5-2 in favor of the Eagles. Toccoa Falls cutting into their lead.
Yeah, and that's what I mentioned earlier this half. Hunt is the player to watch out for. Colbert let him slip by, and he's got to shut that down. Play honest.
Chalk that one up to maybe some of the inexperience out on the field right now for the Eagles, but good to see Toccoa Falls continue to fight in this game.
Yeah, I mean, shut it out is nice, but a good game is always so enjoyable. You like to see a good, strong competition.
Stewart forward to Molinex. Now he's going to feed Vidal. Vidal looking to run on that one. The Eagles really making Chambers work here in this second half. But he's been up to the task so far.
Yeah, I'd say if there's two players on Toccoa Falls teams that have been keeping them in this game, it's been Chambers and Hunt. Chambers stopping opportunities that we've had, and Hunt creating opportunities.
Throw in now. Young first to that one. Stewart now sends it all the way back. Peterson with a bit of pressure from Rockwell. And he's going to turn that one over. Hollis now with it, but that one lands on the feet of Rhodes. Hollis now takes down Rhodes from behind. Now ball sent across. Rhodes going to get to it, trying to keep it in bounds. He tries to touch it back to Stewart, but the Eagles going to get a corner kick here with 29:32 remaining in this second half. They're up 5-2. It's been an offensive showcase so far for this Eagles team. Eagles go quick. Here's Young. Young going to send an in-swinger, and that one going to sail just over the top of the net. Nathaniel Young picking up a shot. Despite the opportunity to potentially put this game on cruise control so far, you've definitely seen the Eagles continue to put their foot on the gas pedal. Eagles back line working it around. You've seen them be very successful with this over the last couple of games. The passing is much improved this season for this Eagles team. A lot of fun to watch. Now Stewart, he's getting deep. Stewart now going to cut inside, looking for the shot. There's Stewart.
Chambers blocking that shot.
Another great save by the goalkeeper, David Chambers. Vidal able to gather and get it back, but here comes another pass sent in by Young. He's been pretty good so far for this Eagles team. He's done a great job of filling in for the injured Hawks. Grover gets ahead on that one. Now Yang trying to shield Molinex. His Bertha stepped in front of that one. Molinex now feeds it to Stewart in the box. Stewart, he's going to cross one. Vidal was there. Now Sampaio going to rip one outside of the foot. And that one had some right-hand English on it. Not towards the net, but the Eagles continuing to create offensive pressure here late in the second half. Peterson, the former midfielder, made a bit of a run there, now gives it back to Young. I love the offensive creativity that Peterson's showing, but also that rock-solid defense.
No, he definitely consistent is the word I would use for him. Solid player, rarely loses the ball. I think this whole game I've seen him maybe miss one pass, and you gotta love that. I mean, that's like we were talking about trust the other game, and that's probably why the players trust him. He doesn't lose the ball, and that's huge because that creates more trust, exponentially.
You've given him some comparisons to a former teammate of yourself, Adrian Torres. I think Adrian definitely a better offensive threat, but man, Clint has really stepped into this role over the last couple of games and done a great job at locking down that Eagles defense, which has then further allowed them to move guys like Nick Standridge even higher and really create even more offense. This team becoming really dynamic really quickly.
No, it's awesome to watch that, yeah. Yeah, bringing back a few little memories. I know back in the day when I used to play, I knew Adrian was going to be there, and I could trust him whenever I passed the ball. And I feel like that's how the other players feel about Clint right now.
Tim, I feel like I've heard you mention this a couple times so far in this game, but that word trust and how important it is. I know you played in more of a defensive midfielder role, but to have the trust of your back line and know that no matter what happened in your position, ultimately you still had guys behind you. I mean, you were blessed to play with some really great defenders in your day, even Micah Hatcher, Travis Rose, Adrian Torres, and I'm probably missing a few, Christian Reynosa. Some great defenders back there, and that word trust, I think, is just extremely important out there on the field.
Yeah, no, and I feel like that's one of the reasons we won nationals is because we had such a strong defense, and that meant that midfielder and offense players could confidently do things, and they knew that if they messed up, if they missed the ball, defense would be there to help them out.
Some jockeying in the box. I believe Colbert picked up a yellow card there on that foul. Now we're going to have a free kick. It looks like that's Yang standing over the ball. Screaming Eagles looking to net another one. Here comes Rockwell. No, it's going to be Yang with the shot. What a shot. Granada looked like he was going to have that one covered, but just missing. Hollis and Young getting a little scrappy over here as well. It's getting late in this one. 25 minutes remaining. Eagles up 5-2. It's been a good game if you're just joining us. Eagles scoring early. 5 goals in total scored for this Eagles team. D'Souza picked one up. McClellan picked one up early. Standridge has had 2 assists on 2 goals by Kendall Molinex. And then 1 other goal in this half. Eagles up 5-2. They haven't yet pulled their foot off the pedal. Continuing to really push high in this offensive zone. It has been great, though, after last night's game to be able to have this second grouping of players be able to play a significant role in this game. Give some of your starters a breather after what has been a long weekend of soccer.
Yeah, good to see Colbert get that interception right there.
Now Stewart, he's going to try to cut it back inside. Stewart looking for space, going to find Sampaio. Sampaio thought about the shot, but then thought better of it. He's going to find Grover on the wing. Here comes the cross inside. But that one easily landing in the hands of Chambers. Now Stewart picks it off. Stewart, one of the lone starters left in this game, him and Peterson. Now another cross inside. That was Maloney who got that one off of the deflection. Now one sent deep, but that one a bit too deep. Granada first to it, and here comes the quick throw in. Vidal now touched back to his Bertha. Peterson now going to find Colbert. Colbert's got Grover on the sideline, and he picks him up. Ball centralized. Stewart didn't get a good touch on that one. Now Stewart gets it right back, but Yang there to strip it. The pace slowing down a lot in these last couple minutes. Both teams tired. We're late into what's been a pretty hot game here on Eagle Field. It was 95 at first at the kickoff, and now we're going to see an offsides call on Rockwell.
Yeah, you're talking about how hot it is out there. I kind of want to take a second here and brag a little bit on our fans, honestly, because I've been on a lot of away games, and I've seen how many people show up to those games, and like we have here more people on a 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock game than some teams, colleges have on their Friday night 7 p.m. games, and that just shows you that our turnout is good, and that we have a lot of fans who just love the sport of soccer and just want to back up our boys on the field.
Definitely Eagles soccer been a great addition to the lineup of sports here at Pensacola Christian College. You've definitely seen the fans take to it. It's easy to draw on those Friday night games, those Saturday night games at 7 o'clock. Today, though, having fine arts this evening, it's great to still see probably what's maybe 250, 300 people out here watching this one. But like you said, I've been to games on the road where it's a Friday night and you've got 20 people in the stands. Definitely means a lot to these guys to play in front of a good crowd.
Yeah, that home can be advantage, and for us it definitely is, just because of the amount of fans we consistently get showing up for these games.
Rhodes now tries to settle it to Molinex. Sampaio heads it back.
Oh, fancy flick there by Kendall.
A nifty touch by Molinex. He's got 2 goals, still searching for that third. Stewart now beats his man. Stewart tries to get inside. He's going to try to get it back to the center. Gets it past the goalie, but couldn't get it past Lardzabal. Vidal now able to pick it off. Here's Sampaio on the ball. Is going to find Molinex. Molinex tries to beat a couple people, able to do so, but then turns it over. Molinex reaches back for it and picks up the foul.
Yeah, definitely would have loved to see Molinex there. Maybe pass that off. He's a good player, solid player, really good at dribbling, but then he beats 1-2 people, and then he usually loses the ball. Love to see him beat 1, maybe 2, and then actually pass it.
Molinex, there's no denying that he's able to get around players, but sometimes you'd like to see him pass the ball off after he beats that initial man. He has proven to be a pretty big offensive threat for this team. He's got 2 goals so far in this one. Here's Hunt now working on Peterson. Hunt picked up a goal earlier, and that time Peterson to win the battle.
Yeah, good job, Peterson. Playing honest. That's what happened there. He didn't get on Hunt's back and gave him actually some space, surprisingly, but then cut the little tap that Hunt gave before he shot the ball.
Couple substitutions here for the Eagles. McClellan checking back in, D'Souza in as well, and here's Sancio. You're going to see Hisbertha and Stewart out. Eagles bringing in some substitutions, some legs maybe looking a bit weary. Hollis and Maloney out for the Screaming Eagles, and Vaughn and Jordan both in. Tim, that's another word you've continued to mention, but staying honest on defense. Talk to me what you mean by that specifically.
Well, I mean, if you know somebody's faster than you or quicker than you or better, really good at dribbling, you don't want to be too close to them, on their back, because then they're going to burn you. You want to give them some space so that, if they're faster than you, you got a little bit of a head start on them. That's important. It's key as a defender to read the players that you're playing with. And if they're better than you, there's still ways that you can compete. Sometimes just because you're bigger and faster doesn't mean you're going to win. You can outsmart a player.
Rhodes got nailed behind the play. He's down. The official coming back to check on him. Rhodes now getting back up. after that play. It's going to be Toccoa Falls ball.
And it's the second time I've seen him get hurt. Toccoa Falls players really trying to shut him down.
Chambers now with the ball. He's going to find Brandon Rockwell with it. Molinex picks it off and tried to get past the goalie, but Chambers is right there.
Doing a good job getting off his line for that.
Molinex, he was sniffing number 3. Able to pick off that pass by Brandon Rockwell. And now the Eagles looking to do it again. Toccoa Falls defense having to scramble in the back. Now that's Trent with it. Check that, Singer.
Oh, a little fancy flick there.
A big shot there by Singer. Rhodes has taken some shots over the last couple of minutes. And here come the rest of the Eagles starters.
Yeah.
Going to get a few more minutes in this one. Standridge, Upchurch, Bahalski, and Mendez standing over here on the sideline looking to check in. Now Sampaio deep in the offensive zone. He's looking for Rhodes in the middle. Rhodes goes down again. He's been all over the place in this one.
Yeah, he's definitely aggressive when it comes to trying to get to the ball.
D'Souza now with it. D'Souza going to find Molinex. Molinex tried to trap it. But Trent able to get there. Now the Eagles coming the other way again. Here's the in-swinger by Rhodes. Colbert, and check that. That was McClellan. Here comes the shot by D'Souza.
What a block.
David Chambers. There might be 5 goals on this scoreboard, but, man, it hasn't been his fault. He's been playing great in goal for Toccoa Falls, and he's been under a lot of pressure by this Eagles offense. Ball sent in now. Sancio was there. Now the touch forward by Grover a bit past McClellan. It's going to be chipped in to the goalie Granada. And he rolls it out again to Grover. Peterson was looking at Rose but chooses to find Young. Eagles now passing it around again. We've mentioned this a few times, but the passing of this Eagles team has been extremely good in this one.
Yeah, no, you're definitely right about that. Just the back and forth.
McClellan now going to feed D'Souza in the middle of the field. Now Eagles with numbers crashing. Molinex in the middle here, cuts it back. Molinex, here comes the shot.
He just wants that hat trick. Man, he's hungry.
A good shot there by Molinex. Now Rhodes back to cut it off. Chambers has got to be careful with these rollouts. The Eagles have been able to wreak some havoc on those. .26 remaining in this one. Eagles already up 5-2, but still looking for more. Molinex, he's got 2, still looking for 3. McClellan's got 1. D'Souza's got 1. And Rhodes as well.
Number 17, Jason Esther. Number 20, Jonathan Mendez. And number 12, Nick Standridge.
And I believe that's going to take us to another water break here. With 15 minutes remaining, it's 5-2 in favor of the Eagles. Tim, been a dominant performance from this Eagles team from start to finish so far.
Yeah, no, you're definitely right about that. I wouldn't be surprised if there's, 1, 2, maybe 3 more goals still left in this half. Who knows?
Both teams really pushing. Toccoa Falls getting a goal in this second half. It was by Hunt on a long through ball. Eagles' only goal in this second half was off a beautiful setup to Riley Rhodes. He finishes it to make it 5-1 Eagles. Then Toccoa Falls the goal by Hunt to make it 5-2. We're just under 15 minutes to go in this one. Water break on the field. Eagles bringing back in some starters now. You've seen Stewart, who started the second half, exit. The only starter who has played all of the minutes at this point is Peterson. Upchurch checking in, Bahalski, Standridge, and Mendez. McClellan was already in, so the Eagles starting to put some of their starters back in, giving them a few more minutes to try to clean things up. Eagles looking forward to a big week this coming week. You've got games against Point University. That's always been a tough game for the Eagles. But then even on Saturday night, then you've got senior night against a team, Talladega, who we've never beaten, but all of those games seem to be extremely close. We've played some overtime games with them. It's been wet out here. There was a game with them, I remember, where they showed up an hour and a half late. So you never know what you're going to expect with that game, but the Eagles really looking to get over the hump and come away with their first victory against Talladega.
Yeah, they've always been a really athletic team, really just fast. And we've had opportunities. We've tried to play smart, but hopefully we can put it away this year. I mean, we got a lot of players on this team now that have a great touch on the ball, and that, trust. We were talking about trust earlier, and that's going to be huge, I think, for a team like Talladega. I was mentioning earlier how it's not always about speed and athleticism, and if you have trust, that's something that can help beat that.
Now, just as I mentioned that Peterson had played every minute in this one, he's going to actually check out. Upchurch coming in. Clint Peterson, he played every minute last night. He's played 75 minutes today. The more and more I watch Clint Peterson, the more and more I enjoy it.
Yeah, no, he's a great player. Really smart, really intelligent. Doesn't make mistakes, and that's huge.
Another great game for him. Eagles now bringing back in some of their starters. Sancio now going to feed it up to Young. Young now looking to make a run. He's got one man to beat. That's Singer. Young still with it. He's going to keep it. Young finds Standridge. Standridge looking to cross it. We've seen Standridge struggle with some of these crosses. This time a nifty move and beats his man. He tried to feed it to McClellan, but Toccoa Falls able to keep it. Upchurch, he was burned earlier in this game, but this time maybe cheating a little bit to get in front of Hunt. Tim, let me ask you this too. We've talked about staying honest.
Yeah.
But even there are going to be times where as a defender that it's good to maybe cheat a little bit and try to beat an offensive player. So how do you balance that as a defensive player?
Practice, experience, basically. If you're going to go for the ball and try to cheat, you have to win it. Otherwise, don't go for the ball. If you know that you can get it, then go for it. But if you're not 100% confident that you're going to get that ball, then cheating is not the right answer. But you're right, there is a balance to it.
D'Souza now with the ball, feeds it inside. McClellan, nice touch back out. Here's D'Souza, centralizing pass. Mendez still with it. Here comes the shot. But that one going to be deflected. Eagles, they were in the box for a little while there, but not able to come away with the ball. Tim, I think you said a few moments ago we still may see a couple goals in this game, and I'm starting to think you may be right.
Yeah, I hope so.
Mendez sends one towards the net. That one just missing on the right-hand side. 5-2 Eagles. They led 4-1 at half. They led 5-1. Then Toccoa getting back into it, scoring a goal off a long through ball to Hunt. And that's how it's been for probably the last 30 minutes in this game. Foul this time. That one going to be called on Toccoa Falls. Mendez going down. A couple more substitutions about to check in for this Eagles squad. Eagles still with the ball in the offensive zone. D'Souza gets a little shove from behind by Yang. The Eagles going to keep it. Sancio now drops it back to Colbert. Eagles don't need another goal in this one. This one looks like it was decided a while ago, but still trying to keep the pressure up late in this second half of action. Going to be an Eagles ball here on the near sideline. Might be shielded by the tent right now. McClellan going to throw it in, and he found D'Souza. Now Young sends an in-swinger, but just nobody there. Young, he's had some good shots into the box, but the Eagles just haven't been able to capitalize.
Yeah, that's, I mean, I feel like what he's missing is just that one player that he connects with on a regular basis, kind of like the Paul and Riley Rhodes thing. You know, you have that one player, you just read each other. You know how that person crosses, you know how that person runs. And I think that's probably going to be the missing key for Nathan right now.
And I think just to add another buzzword, we've talked about trust, we've talked about another, but that just comes from experience.
Right, yeah.
Now Standridge with the ball. McClellan tries to get around some Screaming Eagles defenders. He nearly got there, but Chambers picks it up again. As I mentioned earlier, the scoreline not necessarily fair to David Chambers. He's played quite the game for the Screaming Eagles in goal. This game could easily have a couple more goals on the scoreboard, but David Chambers doing a phenomenal job at keeping his team in it as much as possible.
Good job by Nick there just to fight off number 14.
Bahalski now looking to get past the defender for the Screaming Eagles and center it, and there's McClellan. Not quite sure how that was offsides.
I don't know if it was offsides or just crossed the end line there. Might have not crossed it in time.
That might have been a great call right there. Every time you see that go up, though, you think offsides, but that might not exactly be what that was, and I think you're right, Tim. Great call. Couple more substitutions coming in for the Eagles. You're going to see Ramont Rhodes, Riley Rhodes' little brother. You're also going to see Hora Lee checking in for the Eagles. Sancio going to come out, and now we're also going to get another goalkeeper for the Eagles. This time, David Cuevas, all the way a freshman from Madison, North Carolina, checking in for Ethan Granada. Head coach Joe Lewas looking to get his second and third string goalkeepers a little bit of experience in this game.
Yeah, that's good. Got to take opportunities like this game and give those boys some real game action.
Mendez finding Bahalski in the center of the field. Eagles going to keep it. Lee now with it. Hora Lee, you may remember him from earlier in last season. Ended up having to sit out with an injury. This year he's back and getting some minutes here late in mop-up time. I think that was very clearly a hold there, but the official maybe choosing not to call that with the score the way it is. Upchurch with it and finds Bahalski. Bahalski, man, he'd love to find a goal. He had some golden opportunities early on in this game, just wasn't able to finish. Ramont Rhodes now going to feed McClellan up the near sideline. McClellan back to Rhodes, tipped back to McClellan.
Pass.
Here comes a shot. And another great save. I keep saying that about David Chambers, but a great shot there by McClellan. But Chambers is there yet again for Toccoa Falls.
I was really impressed with the way Ramont and Jake there passed a little bit. Little one touch. You don't see that kind of connections usually, you know, without a lot of experience together. But that was very awesome to see.
The wind maybe grabbing that one.
Wow.
And Mendez sends a header. And Chambers there again. Man, he looks exhausted. But he's doing everything he can to keep this score line the way it is. Eagles continuing to knock on the door. Here's McClellan again, this time. And there's Mendez.
And there he is.
And there's Chambers yet again. At this point, I may give him the player of the match. David Chambers. He's been working real hard in this one, Eagles. You see McClellan racing to the other side of the field, going to have another corner kick for the Eagles. This will be 3 in a row, needing to try to capitalize here.
Maybe they'll score on this one, or maybe Chambers will block it again. What do you think?
I'm calling a Chambers block. Standridge going to race to get to that one, but it's going to go out of bounds off the Eagles. if you're Toccoa Falls, you might want to consider turning David Chambers in for Defensive Player of the Week. He's been great back in goal for his team in this one. As I mentioned, the scoreline not necessarily doing his performance justice.
Yeah.
The Eagles probably pushing 30 shots again in this game. Chambers has only given up 5. But a couple of those were just deflection goals off of saves that he had made. You can only fault him for so much. Colbert now under some pressure. Here's Lee with it. Lee going to drop it back to Upchurch. A smart play there by him coming off the bench. Now Standridge with it, going to send it forward. McClellan in a race with the goalkeeper. But Chambers is there. Rockwell going to send it up the line to Kang. Eagles creating more and more pressure here as we go on. 5 offensive players forward for them right now. Toccoa able to get out of it. The goalie Cuevas going to let it come back into the box and then kicks it out to Grover. Upchurch switching fields. He was trying to get it over Jordan, but Jordan gets his head on that one. Vermont Rhodes now to throw it in for the Eagles. Another great touch there by Rhodes. Now Standridge. What a find.
What a look.
All the way up to Bahalski. Bahalski now working on Rockwell. He's going to get the edge. Now he's centralizing. Here's McClellan. And that one just a bit outside of McClellan's body. He was sniffing goal number 2 and season goal number 14, but not able to finish.
Couldn't get his foot wrapped around the ball.
A great pass there to build all of that up by Standridge to Bahalski.
Yeah.
And then a great job by Bahalski to find the end line and get it back to one of his players in the center of the field.
You gotta love when like a pass is made in a open space, not necessarily. Oh, do we got a goal?
And there it is, a mistake there by Chambers. He was kind of put in no man's land. McClellan this time feeding Standridge. McClellan probably would have had a chance to score that, but he owed Standridge an assist after the assist by Standridge earlier in this one. Eagles up 6-2. Standridge scores the 6th goal for them.
That's too bad. You don't like to see when a goalkeeper makes a mistake that big. It's unfortunate. But, hey, the Eagles have been knocking, and it's paid off.
Eagles up 6-2, 3:43 remaining in this game. This one decided very early on. Toccoa Falls trying to hang around. Chambers doing his best. Standridge tried to hang on to that one, but Toccoa Falls able to steal it.
Oh.
Hora Lee with a strong tackle. Singer going down on the play. Just a good strong tackle by Lee. Singer now going to send the free kick towards Rockwell. Grover battling Vaughn over there. Vaughn comes away from it with it. And here's the throw in. Yang going to feed Vaughn now on the far sideline, crossed into the center of the field. Jordan now going to be the first to it. Standridge gets a tip on it. Standridge creating some pressure. And it's going to lead to the turnover. Now forward to Standridge. He comes back with it. Standridge with the left-footed kick to Lee. A nice pullback by Hora Lee. Now outside, Vermont Rhodes.
That's too bad.
He was already thinking about the next pass, and that one just skids off of his foot and out of bounds.
You're definitely right about that. Sometimes as a player, you're trying to think a few moves ahead, and you forget about the move right in front of you at that moment.
Cuevas now going to find Colbert. Colbert out to Rhodes. Rhodes looking to get up the line. He's able to get by Hunt. Standridge now with it. Standridge going to find Lee in the center of the field. Lee sends it back. The Eagles up 6-2. They're content with that final score line. McClellan gets a good turn on it, and here maybe one final offensive opportunity for the Eagles. McClellan with his parents in the stands. He's going to slice inside. Here comes a shot by McClellan, and Standridge is there.
What a cheeky little heel. Did you see that?
Standridge goes with a little back heel there. 7-2 Eagles. With a minute 32 remaining in this one. We're going to give that one to Standridge, his second of this game. Another assist by Jake McClellan.
Yeah, you got to love the Nick Standridge, Jake McClellan duo there. Two players that have been playing a long time.
Eagles up 7-2. Standridge and McClellan have provided a lot of offense in this one. Standridge picking up 2 goals here late in the second half. McClellan had 1 earlier. Those 3 also combining for 3 assists. Toccoa Falls still pushing to the final whistle. Here's Yang. Going to try to send it through to Hunt. Eagles looking for an offsides call, and we're going to get one. 56 seconds remaining, 7-2 in favor of the Eagles. Toccoa Falls all the way back, you may remember, scored first in this game. But the Eagles ultimately look like they're going to come away with the victory. Tim just reminded me that Toccoa Falls didn't score first in this game. It was McClellan who scored first. It was 3-1 at one point, but the Eagles have really turned it on here in the second half. It's 7-2 now in favor. Eagles going to move to 8-4 on the season, 4-0 in conference play. Tim, this Eagles team, I think, is just starting to get better.
Yeah, getting better and better as the season progresses. Hopefully we can avoid injuries for the future.
Eagles going to walk away with their 8th victory on the season against another conference foe, Toccoa Falls. Eagles moving to 4-0 in conference play this season after back-to-back conference wins this weekend. Tim, what'd you like out there today?
Passing the... my favorite thing probably would be the fact that the second-string team did so well. That's unheard of, honestly. Really rare when they can perform at that high level. After not playing too much together this season, and they were able to string passes together, that's something Coach Joe loves to see.
Eagles winners again. They move to 8-4 on the season. They're building up for some big games this coming week. Point University, Talladega on Saturday on senior night. Eagles needing to keep the momentum going. They're able to do so today. Want to thank you for joining us in this one. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll catch you next week.